Tried everything and still no luck winning the lottery? How about manifestation? We know this sounds a little out there, but before you roll your eyes or dismiss the idea completely, watch how these 8 luckiest people in the world manifested their win and actually walked away with millions of dollars. Number 8. Niles Malvasia. This is the insane story of Niles Malvasia. Now, the difference between Niles and other lottery players was that he was not hoping for a lucky break. He had a clear plan, one that didn't involve lucky numbers, superstitions, or even picking his own tickets. His plan was that he was going to manifest his win. Now, most people just wish or manifest good things, but they never get it because they're so vague with their wishes. But not Niles. He was not vague about his manifestation. He did not just hope for a lot of money or some luck. No, Niles was crystal clear that he wanted exactly $1 million, and he was going to get it through the lottery. That might sound bold, maybe even unrealistic, but for Niles, this was just another thing he was adding to the long list of things he had already manifested in his life. He had always believed in the law of attraction, believed in the idea that what you focus on, you bring into your life. He says that he had been listening to the teachings of Abraham Hicks and The Secret and learning their methods. By early 2018, he had been practicing it daily. According to Niles, he would speak his desires out loud, set clear intentions, and most importantly, believe it was already his. The point to notice here is that he was not desperate. He did not beg the universe. Instead, he was simply stating a fact that he was going to win $1 million. Then, one day, something happened. It was a January morning and he was out running errands, so nothing unusual. It was just a normal day. At some point, he made a phone call home to check what everyone wanted for dinner, and Chinese food was the answer. That led him toward his usual spot in Hackensack, New Jersey. But before he got there, something caught his eye. Traffic was slow, bumper to bumper, which gave him plenty of time to look around. That's when he saw it, a huge Powerball billboard with the jackpot amount, $525 million. He had already decided his amount, but still looking at that massive number, something inside him clicked. Without hesitation, he said out loud, "You are mine." He continued his drive and, instead of taking his usual route home, he decided to take a different road. A small change, nothing major, but it put him right near his favorite 7-Eleven, the one where he always played his lottery tickets. And since he was already there, he figured, why not? He stepped inside, walked up to the counter and let the machine pick his numbers. He left with his ticket, grabbed dinner, and went about his night as if nothing unusual had happened. And for a while, nothing did. Then the numbers were drawn. At first, he didn't even check his ticket. He had already put his intention out there, and that was enough. But when he did check, 5 out of 6 numbers matched. One number away from the full jackpot, but exactly what he had asked for. $1 million. He had won the exact amount he had been manifesting all along. But Niles is not the only one who manifested the exact amount and actually won. There is another story that you might not even believe is real. Number 7. Cynthia Stafford. This is the shocking story of Cynthia Stafford. Cynthia was not living in luxury when she decided she was going to win the lottery. In fact, she was dealing with a lot. After her brother passed away, she stepped up to take care of his 5 children while also supporting her aging father. Money was tight, their home was cramped, and life was as hard for her as it could be. But instead of just wishing for a better solution, Cynthia got very specific. She manifested that she was going to win exactly $112 million. And she didn't just hope for it, she lived as if it was already hers. She visualized it daily, she meditated on it, and she even kept written notes under her pillow. According to her, she was sending all the signs she could to the universe that she needed that win. Then, after 3 years of total belief and dedication to this idea, her exact number hit. She won the full $112 million jackpot. Thankfully, she did not splurge all that amount and was smart enough to invest her money. So what did she do? Start her own film company as it was her dream job. So if you think manifestation is just wishful thinking, maybe Cynthia's story will make you think twice, because for her, believing in her win was a $1 million reality. Number 6. Richard Lustig. This is the story of Richard Lustig. While some people believe the lottery is pure luck, Richard saw it differently. He believed that intention, focus, and strategy played a huge role in success, and he used these principles every time he bought a ticket. You see, instead of just hoping for a win, Richard was deliberate in his approach. He followed a clear system as he was convinced that his approach aligned him with winning. He picked specific numbers and never changed them, as he trusted that persistence and belief sent the right energy into the universe. He refused to let losses shake his confidence. If he didn't win, he saw it as part of the process rather than a reason to stop. Richard believed that people who constantly changed their numbers or played without conviction were blocking their own success. He stayed consistent in his choices, playing with the expectation that his turn would come. He also chose games with better odds as he wanted to focus on smaller jackpots instead of chasing the biggest prizes. Over the years, his method led to 7 grand prize wins, adding up up to over $1 million. His biggest win was $842,000 in Florida, but the real achievement was proving that his system worked. Richard shared his strategy with the world, writing "Learn how to increase your chances of winning the lottery" and appearing on TV shows like Good Morning America. He was living proof that combining belief with action could create real results. While Richard manifested his wins with strategy and persistence, this next winner had a little extra help from a psychic. Number 5. David Thompson. This is David Thompson's insane story of how he won the lottery with the help of a psychic. One day, David decided to visit a psychic card reader, but he was not expecting anything out of the ordinary. But during the reading, she told him something that stuck with him. She saw a lot of money in his future. A few months later, he won $160,000 in the Jersey Cash 5 lottery. Was that just a coincidence? Maybe. But then she made another prediction. She told him love was coming into his life soon, and once again, she was right. Not long after, David met the woman who would become his wife. The two fell in love, and by June of that year, they were married. But the story does not end there. There is one more crazy twist. The day after their wedding, David bought another lottery ticket, and this time he won nearly $1 million. Winning once is lucky. Winning twice, right after a psychic predicts it, sounds totally unbelievable. But David fully believed in what she told him, and whether it was fate, the universe, or pure manifestation, he aligned himself with those wins, just like this next lucky lady. Number 4. Carolyn O'Brien. This is the story of Carolyn O'Brien, a woman living her life like anyone else, never expecting that one day she would wake up a millionaire. But years before it happened, someone had already seen it coming. It was a psychic. Carolyn never expected a psychic to predict her future, but that's exactly what happened. She was just about to leave the reading when the psychic suddenly grabbed her arm and said, "I see you holding a check," cheering, "I did it." At the time, Carolyn did not think much of it. A fun prediction maybe, but nothing to take seriously. Life went on, years passed, and that strange moment became nothing more than a memory. Then one day, she walked into an AARI food store in New Milford and bought a lottery ticket. It was just another day, just another ticket, until she checked the numbers. She had won $3 million. And just like that, the memory of that psychic came rushing back. It was all happening exactly as predicted. When she went to claim her winnings, she could not hold it in. She threw her hands up, smiled, and shouted, "Best day ever! I did it!" Even the store that sold her the ticket got a reward. It got a $30,000 bonus. Some might call it luck, others fate. But for Carolyn, that moment had been written in the stars long before it happened. Number 3. Shane Missler. Next, we have the shocking story of Shane Missler. Shane was a firm believer in positive thinking and manifestation, so when he won the $451 million Mega Millions jackpot at just 20 years old, he was not completely surprised. So people asked him, why wasn't he surprised? Did he cheat? Shane shared his secret with everyone and revealed that before the win, he had been deep into self-improvement. He read books about the law of attraction, practiced positive thinking, and truly believed that good things would come his way. When he bought that winning ticket, he was expecting something great to happen. The night of the drawing, Shane checked his numbers and realized he had actually won. Unlike most people, he did not scream or lose control of himself. Do you know why? Because he says he already knew it was going to happen. Instead of creating a scene, he just looked at his phone and texted his brother, "It's happening." That's the kind of confidence he had. He took the lump sum payout, which was about $282 million after taxes, and didn't waste time thinking small. Instead of blowing through the money recklessly, Shane talked about using his wealth to do good, help his family, and pursue personal growth. He knew that in order to win big, you have to believe in the possibility of something bigger. His social media posts after the win reflected this mindset. He tweeted about how he had been a big believer in the power of positive thinking, and how he always felt his mindset played a role in his success. Some might call it luck, but Shane saw it differently. He truly believed that his mindset and belief system helped bring that jackpot into his life, and for him, the proof was sitting in his bank account. Next, we have the story of a couple who manifested not one, but 2 lottery wins. Number 2. David and Kathleen Long. David and Kathleen Long say that they always had a strong feeling that one day they would win big. And then, yes, they did. It was £1 million in 2013, and at that time, it felt like everything had aligned the way it was supposed to. But then David felt something else, a sense that it could happen again. While most people would be content with one jackpot, he kept playing because he believed that another win was still in his future. In 2015, 2 years after their first win, they won another £1 million in the UK's Euro Millions raffle, which is £1.29 million US dollars. The odds of this happening were beyond rare, yet David had always believed it was possible. When he saw the winning numbers for the second time, he was not even shocked because he had already convinced himself that this was part of his path. With their winnings, they upgraded their home, helped their family, and continued enjoying life without financial stress. They didn't see their wins as a random chance. For them, it was proof that having a strong belief in something can shape your reality. And once again, we have a winner whose psychic helped her manifest her big win. Number 1. The winner abroad. In Sydney, Australia, a woman bought a Powerball ticket without expecting much back in 2021. The ticket cost her only $7 US, and she had actually won that amount in a previous draw, so it was no big deal. But then she saw a social media post about a mystery winner. Someone had hit a jackpot worth $6.11 million US. That's when something clicked. She had bought her ticket from the exact same store mentioned in the post. Her heart started racing. She grabbed her ticket, checked the numbers, and there it was. She was the winner. The excitement was overwhelming, but what made it even crazier, her mother's psychic had predicted this moment. A while back, her mom had gone to a reading, and the psychic told her that someone in the family would win a massive amount of money and use it to help their loved ones. At the time, it sounded like one of those vague, too good to be true predictions. But standing there with her winning ticket, she realized it had all come true. She was not just keeping the money to herself. She had already talked with her sister about what they would do if they ever won: buy each other new cars, pay off mortgages, and take care of their parents and grandparents. Now, those plans were real, and of course, she planned to celebrate. A bigger house, some diamond earrings, and eventually a vacation, maybe even somewhere far away. Because when life gives you a jackpot, why not dream even bigger? We know what you're thinking right now. You've decided that you will also start manifesting your win just like these 8 winners. And who knows, you might win next week. It is a tempting idea. Just think about it. Visualize it, believe it is yours, and one day, you are holding a multi-million-dollar check. It feels so good to think about it. But before you start writing down lucky numbers and repeating affirmations, let's talk about the downsides first. Because yes, there are a few. First, let's be real. The odds of winning the lottery are ridiculously low. Depending on the game, you could be looking at 1 in 292 million or something only slightly better. That's not exactly great for those banking on manifestation alone. Then there is the danger of magical thinking. Some people believe that if they visualize hard enough, the universe will just drop money into their laps. But it does not happen like that. If there have been some coincidences, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen to you as well. And let's not forget the emotional roller coaster. If you put all of your energy into manifesting a win and it doesn't happen, it can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even financial problems if you're spending more than you can afford on tickets. How to manifest a lottery win. So, does this mean manifestation is a waste of time? If you just rely on that one thing, then yes. But there are some real tricks that can help increase your chances. The first trick is to avoid choosing birthdays and popular numbers. Most people pick numbers based on birthdays, meaning they only choose between 1 and 31. But many lotteries have numbers that go higher than 31, meaning you're limiting your chances and possibly sharing your jackpot with more people. So instead of doing that, consider using less common numbers or letting the machine randomly generate them. Next, you should play games that give you a better chance of winning. Powerball and Mega Millions may be tempting, but they have the worst odds. Smaller state lotteries, local raffles, and scratch-offs often have better chances of winning. Check the odds before you play because sometimes a smaller prize is a smarter win. The next trick is to stick with your numbers. Some winners, like Richard Lustig, swore by playing the same numbers consistently instead of changing them every time. While it does not guarantee a win, it keeps your play more focused and intentional. You should also consider joining a lottery pool. You see, more tickets means better odds, but instead of spending more alone, you can join a group. Friends, co-workers, or family members can split the cost and winnings, increasing everyone's chances. Lastly, you should be consistent but smart about it. Playing regularly gives you more opportunities, but you have to set a budget and stick to it. The goal is to play strategically, not recklessly. If you want more tips and tricks and want a chance of winning one of the biggest lotteries in the US, watch our next video to learn everything about Mega Millions and how to increase your chances of winning. Goodbye for now.